Hi, I'm Owen Primo.
And I'm Morgan Inhaber reporting for the Lobby O.
Let's take a look at the boys varsity soccer team who has an away game against Marlboro.
The Rangers currently have 3 wins, 4 losses, and 4 ties, and hope to win this game.
Now let's send it down to Julius Keddy interviewing varsity star Jackson Berry.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with varsity superstar Jackson Berry. Jackson, tough loss this Thursday. How do you think you guys could improve?
As a team, I feel like we can improve as marking in the back. Sometimes on the weak side, we let a couple of men wide open, and crosses to the weak side, we get scored off often. And I think we can just shoot and attack a little bit more since we try to possess around the back too much.
Sounds good. So, your next game is against Leominster. How do you guys think you're going to do? And as I said, you guys need to improve on stuff. How are you guys going to implement that into your game?
I think that it will be a tough match since Leominster is one of the highest ranked teams in the state, in the division right now. And I think we have a chance, though, since we're working on playing wide through practice this week, and we're trying to implement that into our game plan. And then I see that we could come out with a dub, and then that'll start us for our winning streak going on to playoffs. So.
All right, yeah. And where are you guys looking to be at in playoffs right now?
I think we just need to win a couple more games and clinch for playoffs, and then we'll see. We might get a bad seed, but I guess we'll just have to go through that and see what they seed us with.
All right, thank you. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Drew.
Tough loss for the Rangers, but well fought.
Next, we're going to take a look at the upcoming Celtics season and get some insight from Coach Simino, interviewed by Ethan Steinberg.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Sim, boys basketball assistant coach and Celtics junkie. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. So today we're going to be talking about the Celtics. So what was your favorite Celtics offseason move?
There's multiple things. I actually, not a move in general, but I love their draft. I love what they did as far as they didn't go after any specific talent. They just took the best talent available, and that allowed them to get 3 players who I believe are going to contribute this season. So I just think they had a great draft. As far as free agency and things, to be able to pull off the Kemba Walker move after what happened with the whole thing with Kyrie and Horford and all that, I thought was pretty impressive. And they actually almost pulled it off with the sign and trade and being able to do things to keep Horford around too. So they didn't ultimately, but I actually don't think that's going to be as big a loss as some people do. But I love the Walker move. I also think from just a team fit standpoint, I just don't think Kyrie was a fit. I don't think Kyrie's a fit with most teams. I think he is a bit of a malcontent of a basketball player, and I think he takes down the team people around him. While Kemba's the opposite. He brings guys up. He's played for a championship college team, and he's had kind of a rough run in the NBA as far as winning. So now he's going to be hungry, and he's still in his prime. So I really like that pickup a lot.
Yeah. So Kemba Walker aside, because obviously he's going to be starting instantly, but is there any other pickups who you think are going to be able to make like an instant impact and help right away?
I think that Vincent Poirier is going to actually be a big pickup for them. They got him from over in the Euro Leagues. He was the best rebounder over there last year. I believe he was the defensive player of the year in the league that he played in. There's something about him. He's got good footwork. He moves really well into the basket. He knows where to be, which is huge as far as help defense and things of that nature. And he plays with aggression that you need to be able to play with in this league to be able to be a good rebounder, be a good defender. And he's not too bad offensively, too. I think that Poirier has a chance to be kind of like Tice came on out of nowhere and then turned out to be a really solid contributor. Tice also had a down year last year. I think he's going to come up, but I think that Poirier is going to be the guy we look at around May and go, wow, he really stepped up and was a big help for them.
Yeah, he'll definitely be interesting to add with all those centers because especially with Enes Kanter, especially now, I believe that it's official that he will be starting off the bench and that Robert Williams will be starting. It's a very interesting combo with the rebounding and scoring options.
Yeah, it is going to be.
And another interesting topic is Jaylen Brown. Celtics actually just yesterday offered him a 4-year, $80 million extension, which his camp said he is declining and would like more money. What are your thoughts on that situation?
I get it. I get it from both sides. The Celtics said, all right, let's take a shot. Let's see if he's interested, if $20 million is going to be enough. Now, for him, it's not going to be because he wants a max contract. And I understand that because if you look at some of the other guys that have signed max contracts, guys like Wiggins and guys like that, there's players that are not as good as him that have max contracts, and he sees that and says, hey, I'm going to be better than all these guys. Jaylen Brown and I have an on and off relationship as far as how I like him as a player. I think he's extremely talented, and I do think he's a future All-Star. I really believe that he will be a future All-Star. Here's the thing, though. He's restricted. So he can go out there in the open market and get he can get a max offer all he wants. And if the Celtics make that decision that they want to match it, they're going to match it. So I think that's what's going to happen here. I think the Celtics are sitting there saying, listen, no matter what happens, you're staying here. I mean, who knows? They could trade him at the trade deadline, but right now, I don't think it makes sense to trade a guy like that who's been in the system as long as he has. He's taking that next leap. You can see it. He looks physically stronger.
Yeah.
He just looks, even Jason Tatum, you can see that with them too. They've taken that leap that you take. You go 19 to 22 in the NBA, those guys, you can see they're a little skinnier, they're not quite sure of themselves. But when you get to that 22 or 23 to 27 and 29, that time when you're in, call it the beginning of your prime to the end of your prime, you see a big jump, and I'm starting to see that from Jalen, and I just don't want them to have another piece of this walk away that they've already lost pieces to it. They don't want to have another one walk away, especially the most important one would be Tatum and him, because that's the two number 3 picks that they got. So I think eventually he'll sign. I do think he's going to get a max offer from somebody else, like a Charlotte or something like that, somebody who's trying to rebuild. But I think the Celtics will ultimately match it. And I don't think he'll be traded at the trade deadline. I just don't see it happening.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
No problem.
The
Thank you.
Celtics tip off their season on October 23rd against the Philadelphia 76ers. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ethan and Coach Semino.
Sounds like we'll have an exciting season to watch.
Now that's all for this week. I'm Morgan Haber.
And I'm Owen Primo, reporting for the Lobby Observer.